Hi, my name is Jonathan Gray. I'm the CEO and founder and executive director of Trials for Hope, a nonprofit that helps people with basic needs. Please stay tuned.
All right, we're back. We're back. It's CEO Des, man. Noah, talk your shit. Episode 3 got a very special guest. We'll get to him in a very brief second. Quick update, man. The Incubator 2023 is off to an amazing start, man. I think people are finally understanding the importance of social media marketing and the impact it can have for your business. So, very excited about the start we've had at the Inc, man. In 2023, this is going to be a great year. And for you, if you don't know, the Incubator CLE work with small businesses, entrepreneurs, help them grow their brand awareness, increase revenues, and develop internal systems and strategies. So, without further ado, got a very special guest here, doing a ton in the community, and we just got to get the word out, man. This guy is helping a lot of people. The numbers, you'll hear shortly, the numbers are crazy. So I'll let him introduce himself, Mr. Gray.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Gray. I'm the CEO and founder of a nonprofit called Trials for Hope. We serve people basic needs that are falling between the cracks. Too many things are luxuries that are not supposed to be luxuries. We buy and we receive over 20,000 pounds of goods and foods. We serve over 1,000 people a month with over 420 families a month. We go to unsheltered that live outside. We go to families that live inside. We have seniors in poverty. We have kids in poverty, and after school programs from refugees to people in general that just need a little more. So that's about what we do.
That's a lot. 20,000 pounds?
20,000 pounds from the food bank.
And that's weekly or?
Oh, that's monthly.
Monthly, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I know they're good. They're not
We're
that good. 20,000 a week, man.
No.
But man, 20,000 a month is still,
It's a lot
that's
of
a
weight. It's
large
a
number.
lot.
You're pushing a lot of weight, like you said,
Yeah.
man. That's crazy. So tell us how the brand Trials for Hope, how did it come about?
Well, I did not come up with the name. I'd love to take the credit, but I can't, so let's be real. I was volunteering at a community center, and they had a large donation of hotel-sized soap and hygiene.
Okay.
And someone said, those are trial-sized toiletries, so what about Trials for Hope?
Wow.
And I was like, I love it.
It's a very
And
practical name.
I was like, can I use it? And he's like, of course. And that's how it started.
That's how it came about. Wow. And what got you into service?
I've always used service as a way of escape. Growing up the way that I did with depression and some other challenges, I needed to find a way where I could feel good about me. So it was almost selfish to try to help people, but at the same time, it was giving. So the secret is when you help others, you help yourself.
Right.
And that's what it comes down to.
Okay.
And I felt called to follow once I felt the reactions of the benefit it made for people to be able to respect themselves.
Right.
That
Okay.
attracted me. I just spiritually felt like I'm supposed to follow.
Okay.
And that was in 2010.
Wow. I can relate. You definitely can't really help people unless you yourself are, in a certain place. But like you said, helping others does in turn help you.
It does.
In a way. So actually, we met through homeless care package project.
We did.
You donated several things. I can't even remember what all you donated. So definitely thankful for that. But I say that to say, 1 year I took off. I didn't do homeless care packages because I had so much going on personally. So definitely can relate to that. as a nonprofit owner, you know, there's so much that goes into nonprofits. People have no idea. What is one productivity hack that you can share with, you know, the other business owners, nonprofit owners, executive directors, founders, to help them be more productive in 2023?
Well, I saw this in the questions and I was like, what the heck does that mean? So of course I Googled it. And after I Googled it, empowering myself on what that meant, one of the best secrets is to pause.
Pause.
Is just to pause, to meditate, to get your breath, to pause. Because no matter how many things are on our plate, if I don't pause to breathe and I don't try to collect myself, I'm gonna run out.
Right.
So, yeah.
Pause. Okay.
Pause. That was the hack I found.
Okay. And then going right along with that,
Mhm.
because I think that's great. Pause. That's something I've been trying to implement into my daily routine. Definitely, I think it helps just taking a break because you're looking at all these tasks. Sometimes you just gotta pause.
Unlimited amount of tasks.
Just gotta pause sometimes.
Yes.
So, what is the most important lesson you've learned over your career?
The most important lesson I think that I've learned is to never give up on people, to never give up on my dream.
Trust the process.
Trust the process, but also no matter what you endure, tomorrow's a new day.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how challenging, no matter what obstacles, because there's many obstacles in nonprofit, whether you're dealing with the community, whether you're dealing with challenges on the board, whether you're dealing with financial responsibilities, there's always going to be challenge, but it's worth it.
Right. Definitely. I agree. I totally agree. I won't even get into the details, but you're 100% right. You gotta dig in. Gotta dig in a
You gotta go
sense.
through it.
Who's been your biggest mentor throughout this journey?
There's been so many people. There's been like people with other nonprofits like Zionitos, people from other collaborations like David Scazuzzo with Strongsville, with Teresa Byler with Medina, Our Lady Hope of Christians. But then there's been historical figures like Irene Sandler, or Martin Luther King, or Harvey Milk. There's people that have died for what they believed in, or people that have gone through a lot more than what I've gone through, or any of us basically have gone through in a general way, so other people could live better.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about at the end of the day. It's about what do we do to help someone else live a little better and get through the day a little easier with some dignity and some self-respect.
Definitely. Okay, and then last question I have for you. What's something unexpected that has happened, you know, while on this path that you've really learned from?
I think what's unexpected is that no one said I couldn't. And the unexpected part was I found a purpose. When you live with depression or anxiety, you can be so busy trying to survive the day that you forget that there's a reason why you're here. And the reason I found was even though I'm serving other people is my purpose. And sometimes it's physical, sometimes it's emotional or spiritual, but it's to serve. So that's what I found out by doing this.
You found your purpose.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. Hey, we got some great info, man. Mr. Gray, Trials for Hope. We're gonna pause, take a quick commercial break. Then, when we come back, we're gonna walk you through the basics of taking your idea to a nonprofit. With Mr. Gray, he's done it. So we're gonna get into it. We'll be right back. Welcome to the Greater Cleveland Community Credit Union. The Greater Cleveland Community Credit Union began on November 26, 1937. It initially had 39 owner members as the Civil Service Employees Association Credit Union, which served the financial needs of the City of Cleveland employees. They aim to propel membership toward financial empowerment and growth by providing an array of individualized financial products and services. Driven by our passion to help others and improve our community, they value their membership and are proud to add a personal touch to an often impersonal industry through an emphasis on respect and customer satisfaction. Greater Cleveland Community Credit Union is located in Cleveland City Hall. All right. Welcome back. Real quick, the motivation for the week. All my entrepreneurs, small business owners, agency owners, creatives, influencers, content creators. Motivation for the week. I was reading The Magic of Thinking Big by Dr. David Schwartz. I did, however, leave the book at the airport. I was super tired. Left the book at the airport. But I was one chapter in, and before I left the book, this is one quote that really stood out to me, and I think it's great for the start of the year. We're January, it's early, and the quote is, "Walk in." Hold on, let me look. "Walk in. The door to success is open wider than ever before." Sheesh. The time is now, people. Stop waiting for tomorrow or next week. Gotta start right now. It's plain and simple. Your future self is dependent on you, man. Or lady. Whatever one. So, yeah. Motivation for the week. Diving right in. Building a nonprofit. An official nonprofit. Now, some people think, you file your name, you get your LLC, and that's it. You got a nonprofit. Is that the case?
No.
That is not the case.
No.
That is not the case, people. Until you get that 501.
Until you get an EIN number, that's... For me, I can't tell you for you, because I don't know you, but we all have a dream. And our dream for a nonprofit is to do something to make a difference for another person. But it can't just be, I want to do something good, I'm going to try a little bit, and if it doesn't happen, forget it. Like the quote that we just talked about is, you have to show up, you have to pursue it no matter what. You have to give everything you have in order to have this work. I don't drive, so not driving and starting a nonprofit when you're delivering different goods to people, I had to use a taxi cab, I had to ask friends, it had to be something that was shared, but you have to pursue it. So after I had an idea about doing it, then I had to find people that would help. Then when you find people that will help, you also have to find people that want to be on a board. A nonprofit board in the state of Ohio is a CEO, a secretary, and a treasurer. If you do not have these things, you do not pass go and you do not collect $200. You cannot have a board without this. And the challenge is, we all have friends and we throw our ideas with our friends and we think, okay, this is going to be it. But there's a lot of relationships that are tore up because of different people wanting different things. So you have to make sure this is what they want as well as you. Then, once you have your people to do these things, but you have to make sure that they're trained. They can't be I'm good with numbers. They have to know what they're doing. Then it's filing an application online in order to get an EIN number. So you have your board, you have what you want to do, which you have to have a purpose, you have to have a mission statement and a vision statement. Then when you apply, you have to wait. When you're waiting to get your EIN number, you also have to think about how am I going to fund what I want to do. So trying to find funding for a nonprofit is not easy. Everyone in a nonprofit world is looking for funding. Everyone is looking for donors. Everyone is looking for support. And for us, we started out small out of my pocket, out of my monthly check for a few $100s, and now we're over $230,000 a month. So, I mean a year. I'm sorry. I'd like to, for a year.
A year.
Yeah, that's a heck of a lot.
Right.
So,
That's still a lot.
So it is a lot.
So what? Let me ask you. What's the very first step that you would take?
The first step.
Someone has an idea for a nonprofit.
You have to have a name.
Okay.
And then after you have a name, you have to come up with a mission statement and a vision statement.
Okay.
Okay. Then you have to meet people or pick people who you want to be your treasurer, your secretary. And if you're going to be the CEO, then you have to understand what is the CEO in a nonprofit world. What are your responsibilities and how do you be accountable?
It's different, yeah.
Your CEO duties are different than your treasury duties, which are different than your secretary's duties.
Yep.
So after you figure out what role everyone's going to do and you have your mission statement and your vision statement, then that's when you talk about funding, you talk about applying for an EIN number with the state of Ohio. If you're in Ohio watching this, and if you're not, wherever you live, what are the stipulations for an EIN number?
Yeah, state by state. Okay. So you told us, the beginning steps. Did you do a business plan?
It would definitely help to do a business plan. I jumped into this very ignorant, and I didn't know about a business plan, and I didn't know about a lot of things, which would have been very helpful. That's why you need to have people in business back you up.
Definitely.
It's one thing to jump in and do a good gesture, which counts. Please do not think your gestures don't count, but it's another when you're doing it as a nonprofit.
Definitely. We definitely want to clarify that.
Yes.
We're not saying just because you don't have your 501c3.
Does not
Is
mean
it
you cannot.
501c3 or 3c?
Now I think it's 501c3, but it gets mixed up.
Alright, 501c3. Just because you don't have that, 3c.
It's okay.
501c3. Just because you don't have that doesn't mean, you're any lesser or,
No.
your actions don't matter. We're not saying that. We're just saying in the eyes of the IRS or,
Yes.
The government or a business person, it's not official until you get that 501(c)(3). That's all we're saying.
The difference between having an EIN number and not having an EIN number is you're not officially a nonprofit, but you also cannot give a tax write-off for a donation. And most businesses want that write-off,
Yeah.
and you legally are not authorized unless you have the EIN number.
Right. And then funding as well. Funding. You get the 501(c) status, then you can apply for grants and
Yes.
all types of funding options. That's when you hear about grant writers. They usually work for, nonprofits who have 501(c), and they're able to, write grants to go get money for different programs and, different things like that.
Yes.
So you did not do a business plan.
No.
You would recommend doing a business plan.
100%.
And then just real quick, a business plan you want to focus on. I'm not going to go in detail, but just give you some categories. So you definitely want to have an executive summary in there. Just a quick, what is your nonprofit? Market analysis. And this is just a basic business plan outline, not specific to the nonprofit. So market analysis, the execution, what you're going to actually do, company and team information, the product or service. So for a nonprofit, what are you offering? What are you, for me, homeless care package project, that's one thing that we would offer, for an example. And then financial plan, that's huge. You want to know what money you need, what service you're offering, what is it going to take to provide that service to the community.
Absolutely.
And then I also have on here, find investors for your idea. So for a nonprofit, it might not necessarily be investors. It may be donations, fundraising, grant writing.
A lot of grants.
So, yeah, so you just got to have your idea. And like John said, you got to be willing to put the work in. There's a lot of opportunities out there. And the last thing I have on here is solidify your brand and promote your business. Like that's, once you do the groundwork, it's time to go to work, actually put yourself out there, put your brand into the community and start, serving the people. That's what it's about.
Yep. That's what it comes down to, is how can we serve the people doing what our nonprofit is about. And what does that mean when we're serving the people? But everything is right there.
Definitely. Well, that's I think that's all I got, man. Episode 3. We want to thank Mr. Jonathan Gray of Trials for Hope for coming out, sharing some of his experiences, sharing how you yourself can get your nonprofit going and off the ground. Stay tuned for more work with Trials for Hope and the Incubator CLE, as well as Helping Hands Foundation. We definitely will be collaborating throughout the year, and I definitely plan on keeping my word and getting Trials for Hope connected with some more organizations in the community.
Please.
And let's spread the hope.
Amen.
Let's spread the hope. Any last words? Where can the people find you?
If you go to trials4hope.org, we have a web, we have an Instagram page, trials4hope, and Trials FOR Hope on Facebook. Please learn about us more. We are looking for collaborations of donors and collaborations of people who might want to invest some time with us. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Definitely. Their info will be in the description. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe. We'll be back. No, talk your shit.